Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you're watching from. A question on the board, chemistry, possible JAMB question 2025. And the question says, 50 cm cube of hydrogen are packed with 20 cm cube of oxygen at 100 degrees Celsius and 1 atm. What is the total volume of the residual gases? What is the total volume of the residual gases? This question comes from one of the laws guiding ideal behavior of gases. Do you understand? One of the laws guiding ideal behavior of gases, known as Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume. Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume. The application of this law will help you solve this problem. And what did the law state? Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume states that when gases react, they do so in volumes, which bear a simple whole number ratio to one another and to the volumes of the product if gaseous, provided that the temperature and pressure remains constant. To solve this kind of problem by applying Gay-Lussac's law of combining volume, let's get started. Input your solution. The first step is to get your equation of reaction. Equation of reaction. In the equation of reaction, you look at the equation. The question says 50 cm cube of hydrogen, which means that one of the reagents is hydrogen. Hydrogen, the symbol is H2, which is a gas, plus 20 cm cube of oxygen. Oxygen, the symbol is O2, which is also a gas. And both react, they give you steam, H2O, which is also in a gaseous state. Then to balance the chemical equation above, we discover that at the reactant side you have 2 atoms of oxygen, but at the product side you have 1 atom of oxygen. To balance oxygen first, you put 2 at the back of steam, and this gives us 2 atoms of oxygen but 4 atoms of hydrogen. To balance hydrogen at the reactant side, you bring 2 at the back. This gives us 2 times 2, 4 for hydrogen, 2 times 2, 4 for hydrogen. Then 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen, which means that the chemical equation now is balanced. From the balanced chemical equation, you have your combining volume according to the law. Combining volumes. If you look at the equation, you discover that 2 is a cm cube of hydrogen. Here is 1 cm cube is to 2 cm cube of steam. So which means that 2 cm cube of what? Oxygen gas reacted with 1 cm cube of oxygen gas to give you 2 cm cube of steam. Then volumes before sparking. Volumes before sparking. From the equation, we know that 50 cm cube of hydrogen was packed with 20 cm cube of oxygen, and then the volume of steam not given. From here, you get your reacting volume. Reacting volumes. To get the reacting volumes, we're going to check for the limiting reagent. Which of the above between hydrogen and what? Oxygen is the limiting reagent. The limiting reagent is the reagent that gives the lowest or the simplest or smallest what? Volumes. If you limit hydrogen, let's see here, we have X, as X times 1 will give you x. Then 20 times 4, 2 will give you what? 40. Which means here becomes 40. If here is 40, here becomes x. X times 2 and 40 times 1, that will give us what? 20 here. Then if here is x, x times 2 is 2x. So 40 times 2 is 80 by 2 will give us what? 40. So limiting fifth will give us 40, 20, 40. 40, 20, 40. But if you limit oxygen, let's say here becomes what? X. If here is x, x times 2 will give us 2x. Then 50 times 1 will give us 50, which means here will be 25. If here is 25, if here now becomes x. X times 1 is x. Then 25 by 2 is 50, which means that here we also give you 50. So for hydrogen we have 40, 20, 40 as a ratio. Then for oxygen we have 50, 25, 50. So the limiting reagent is hydrogen because it gives the lowest volumes. 40, 20, 40 is lower than 40, 50, 25, 50. So we go with hydrogen. So here will be 40 cm cubed, and here is 20 cm cubed, and here will also give us 40 cm cubed. Then volumes after sparking. Volumes after sparking. You're going to subtract the volume before sparking and the reacting volumes, which means 50 minus 40. That will give us 10 cm cubed. 10 cm cubed. Here is going to be 10 cm cubed. Then 20 minus 20, that will give us 0 cm cubed. Then here there is no volume reacting, there was no volume given before sparking. Then bring down 40 cm cubed, which is the reacting volume. 40 cm cubed. And the total volumes of the residual gases, now. Of the residual gases will now be equals to volume of the unused gas, volume of unused gas plus volume of steam. Volume of unused gas. JAMB might ask you what is the volume of the unused gas, which means out of 50 cm cubed of hydrogen, only 40 was used. Then the unused volume is 10 cm cubed. 10 cm cubed. But for oxygen, out of 20 cm cubed, 20 was used, so there is no volume reason. It was used off completely. Then total volume of the residual gases is equal to, which is 10 cm cubed, which is unused gas, plus volume of steam, which is what? 40 cm cubed. And that will give us 50 cm cubed as the answer. I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned a lot. Please comment, share, and enjoy. Bye bye.